it's happening. How cool is that? So I just got here at Icar. It's actually my first ever NASCAR Canada race. It's gonna be really, really fun. We got our photo vests and now we're going to the NASCAR paddock. Don't mind the hair, it's really windy here, so you'll probably get a lot of videos of me with messy hair this weekend. The sound is just beautiful, beautiful. Real racing. To give you a little context, I got invited by NASCAR Canada for this race weekend. Already the paddock over there is amazing, the access amazing, every fan can come and see. You can really recognize that this is also a series like an IndyCar that puts the fans first, and that's exactly what racing should be about. Yeah, I did. I shoot karting quite often.
Oh,
even
okay.
here at Icar as well.
Okay, awesome.
How long have you been working for NASCAR Canada?
This is my 16th season.
16. Nice.
Yeah.
Really cool.
It's been. I started the second year, so in 2008 I started.
Okay, so you were here since the almost the very start.
Almost the very beginning. Yeah. I did the banquet in 2007 when Ranger won the first championship, and that was when I started. So technically I started in the first season, but only at the end.
Looking stylish, huh? Exactly. Let's go. Continuing with this series where I interview people in motorsports, starting with Pato O'Ward and Marcus Armstrong during the IndyCar weekend, and with Eliane, who works in marketing communications here at NASCAR Canada, but also for brands like Aston Martin Montreal, and with you having your own agency with 5 a.m. First, I'm very happy to be here today. Thank you very much for the invite. I'm already having so much fun. A question that all of my followers are asking me, because they're so passionate about racing, especially about racing media, how did you get in? Is there anything in particular that you need to study? Is it not so important in this field?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and thank you for accepting my invitation to come to Icar. I'm glad you can see what NASCAR Canada is. I feel privileged to be after such a great lineup of drivers that you just mentioned. So I studied in University of Montreal communications. Though it helped me out to know how to write a press release, it didn't prepare me for racing, for motorsports, right? So I think it's really important for people who want to start in motorsport to really understand the sport, because some people might watch Drive to Survive or an F1 race and think, oh, I like this sport, I understand it, but there's so much to it, like endurance racing, for instance. There's a lot of strategy that goes into it, and any type of racing. Unfortunately, I don't know much about rally or drift. There's so much to motorsport, so I'd say when people want to start in motorsport, they need to really understand the sport. Understand that it's not as glamorous as it seems. People that work in motorsports, we often wake up at 5 a.m. That's why I named my agency the 5 a.m. agency.
That's so great. When I meet people in racing, it's really hard jobs and it's long hours and everything. So you really, really need to be passionate about what you're doing. Where did your passion for racing come from?
Well, I'd like to say it's in my blood because when my mom was pregnant with me, she went to the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1991. So it's in my blood, and my dad raced in Formula 1600, and then he was a manager of a few drivers, and so I've always been interested. I grew up with the sport.
Runs in the blood.
Yeah, it runs in the family, in the blood. You know, I started working in motorsports in 2013, I believe, at Icar, actually.
Wow.
In their marketing department. I've always just enjoyed working. You know, I'm so privileged and lucky to merge my passion with work. And then I was able to make a living out of motorsports.
That's really awesome. And going back to having a job in motorsport, yes, understanding the sport, as you said, but when a company or a team or a driver is hiring, is that degree, would you say that, yes, it helped, but is it necessary? Because compared to other people in motorsport, I know Will Buxton had a background in political science, and Sarah Levinson from Grid Click, she has a background in finance. Where is this importance of studies? How does it merge with the world of motorsport?
It's an interesting question. First of all, I think whatever you're going to study, whether it be finance, communication, politics, it will help you, be structured.
Yes.
And in motorsports, structure is
everything.
Is everything because exactly. And then sometimes, things don't happen as planned, so at least you have a structure in place. You're always going to leverage whatever you studied in to your advantage.
Yes.
For me, it was communications, right? Or for someone in finance, they could be the logistics person of a team, so they have to manage the budget and when the team travels and this and that. Or partnerships, sponsors. They need to come up with numbers. So whether you study in even if it's environment studies or architecture or whatever, you can always apply it. And also I studied in communications and politics, and I find in racing there's a bit of politics,
there is
right?
A lot of politics, yes.
It kind of helped me out, and I was working with political parties here in Quebec, and that helped me out too, because I learned that you have to be careful when you talk a certain way, say a certain things. So I say explore as many field. Even if you want to work in motorsports at the end, you can go in politics and finance and economics, and you will bring that background with you and apply it to your day-to-day in motorsports.
Yeah. You talked about working in Icar back when you started. Was that like your breakthrough moment, or did you have a breakthrough moment or your first experience that led to many others?
So when I worked at Icar, I thought I was so lucky to work in my field. So I definitely learned a lot. But I would say my breakthrough came when I started my company in 2014. So actually I'm celebrating the 10th year anniversary.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So I started in 2014. That was my breakthrough. So I started working with the Nissan Micra Cup back in the days. They carry motors. As you mentioned, they have Aston Martin, Bentley, Jaguar and Land Rover. And I was still helping out Icar a little bit, so that was my breakthrough in 2014.
You obviously have quite a bit of experience with working with Descartes, with SRO races as well, Aston Martin, everything. What would you say is the most fun series or brand that you most liked working for?
Oh my God. Actually, they're all fun in different ways.
Yes.
So with SRO, I work with the actual series. So the team is amazing. We have such a great bond, and I get to be creative in what I write with Cassidy. So for the past 2 years now, I've had a full-time consultant with me, Cassidy. So we have so much fun with the team. It's great. SRO, they're really trying to be a step above everybody, have new ideas, and then with they carry motors. Well, I don't think I need to vent what it's like working with Aston Martin and Bentley, but it's really cool. And in IMSA, the racing is also super fun to watch, and it's cool to work with team and be friends with the drivers, team owners, engineers. So it's completely different vibes with the different clients we have.
If we go back to your job right now, people do want to work in motorsport, but sometimes, as you said, they realize that it's not as glamorous, and people maybe are interested in a job but don't really know what's it about. So what does a day in your life look like? During a racing event?
During a racing event, okay. So we will wake up at probably 5 a.m. And then head to the track. We always start to prepare ahead of time, so we'll prepare all the posts that we have to do that are the regular, scheduled posts, and then we'll be at the track. We'll take care of drivers. Like for instance, this weekend I'm at Icar for Nascar Canada. Cassidy is at VIR, so she's taking care of Sheena Monk and Stephen McAleer. They have a full day of filming with Win the Weekend. It's an IMSA series that they're doing, so she's gonna prepare the schedules. She makes sure that the filming works with the practice session. So we're there, and you know, we help the drivers get from point A to point B, and we have like PR commitments. For instance, with AWA, we'll have the Corvette Corral people that we have to visit. So it's all about scheduling a full day of appearances for our drivers, making sure you know they also have time to debrief and cool down before and after a session, and then we'll post on social media, of course, and then write press releases.
And what would you say is your favorite moment from like a race weekend? Is it like the celebrations at the end? Is there a part that you most like doing?
Okay, so it will sound cheesy, but my favorite moment is when they sing the national anthem. Because I feel like I'm soaking it all in.
Yes.
It's like, this is it.
Everything is silent and it's
Silent.
just the national anthem.
You know, I hear my own thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is it. We're gonna go racing.
Yeah.
You know, it's everything we built for the weekend is gonna.
It's gonna start now.
Exactly. And it's not necessarily like I'm not like a patriotic, but it's just like it's that moment where it's just like, okay.
It's happening. Exactly. That's all I had. Thank you so much for accepting this interview, and I'm already having a lot of fun, as I said, and I'm sure we're gonna have so much more fun until the end of the day.
Well, thank you for coming.
So much.
Thank you.
Parfait.
They all have different. We invited flies to the interview as well.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm currently in the media center. Here's my little workstation over here. Nice view. Racetrack. We're loving that. Yes, sir. I also had some goodies from Nascar Canada. Thank you so much. Really nice cap. Embroidered details. I love that. And also, lovely little t-shirt with 3 NASCAR cars on the back. How cool is that? Lovely. Because rule number 1 of racing, never go out of a race weekend without a cap. Eliane saw the mess that I had on my desktop and literally had a heart attack. So I need to fix this. This is not possible. What are we eating? Goodness. Pasta salad, wings, croissant sandwich, another sandwich with a beautiful view. Loving this. Thank you, Nascar. 10 out of 10. They cooked. 10 out of 10. Chicken wings. Flat ones are the best. Beautiful. 10 out of 10. I don't know if I'm just really hungry, but they cooked. Autograph session.
Pas manquer de gaz! On l'a eu!
The event is over. It was such an amazing race, so much emotion, the celebrations amazing, beautiful event. I'm absolutely coming back, and you should too. The food was amazing, the people were amazing, Eliane, Matthew, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you had a great time.